I'm looking for someone who organizes horse races here.
You are in the right place. Because I am not just some ordinary horse trader, you know? I am Mikolai, and with my horse Tooth, I organize horse races in this region. As a proper lovari, I make sure it is a challenge for both riders and horses. But we are missing a proper challenger. We cannot find a single decent rider anywhere around here. Even Bibrek, the best human rider, is afraid of me.
Who is that Bibrek?
He is a human who claims he's not human. But he can shoot. I do admit that. When I started to organize races, he came up with his own archery ones and happily wagers on them. But never mind him. We, Lovari, are more than happy to outsmart the likes of him in trade.
What does that mean, that you're Lovari?
Ask our horses about that. They will tell you how a proper Lovari cares for them.
Oh, I can't speak with horses. At least not sober.
A pity. Folks who understand them can trade them properly, maybe even sell them for a good price. They are almost as clever as people. If Tooth happened to outlive me, he could easily organize these races on his own. What about you and your horse?
He's simply a partner. A friend and a helper. Rather like a dog.
That is how it should be. But not everyone understands that. And Bibrek least of all.
All right, but how about these races? How do they go?
Every challenger must first bow to Zamur. I tell you, he was a hell of a rider. People will talk about him until Judgment Day. There is an altar in his name in the woods nearby. If you do not say a prayer there, your horse will throw you before the race even starts.
I better not skip that then.
I will take you there. Shall we go?
Wait a moment. I'd rather speak with Bibrek first. You said he organizes archery contests?
Yes, yes. But you will see yourself, it is not worth it.
Hey lad, have you ever tried shooting from the saddle? It is better than just riding around.
I'm looking for someone who organizes riding competitions around here. I spoke with Mikolai, and he said you're in charge of something like that here.
Daban horse. I am Bibrek.
Henry.
I'm glad to meet anyone who wants to honor the long tradition of mounted archery. Bow, crossbow, arrow, bolt, horse. A steady hand and sharp eyes. You gallop, you shoot. Targets fall and the groschen pile up. There aren't many these days who would challenge me and my mare first of 1,000. The Cubans are lazy, and Mick from the Nomads is just the same.
Mikolai wasn't too thrilled about you either.
He's a decent enough rider, and that is about the only good thing I can say about him. Well, at least he's not a Cuman.
Why do the Cumans bother you? Aren't you one yourself by any chance?
I am Yassian. And my horse first of 1,000 is Kengli.
What's Yassian?
You see, we Yassians are something like Boos. And Cumans, Mordvins, Skipchaks, and Seljuks too. Those are sheep. But you must know that. After all, you have already had the honor of dealing with that Vasco's band.
So you're like quarreling neighbors. How did you ever end up here?
The Lord of the Heavens, Tangri, put me in his bow and shot me westward.
And why?
So I might spread his renown in mounted archery here, of course. So, what do you shoot with then?
From a handgun.
Oh. What is that?
It's a sort of metal tube on a wooden handle.
Then do not lend it to Mikolai, or he will just melt it down to make horseshoes.
All right, but what about the race? How does it work here?
One thing at a time. There is an altar in the woods over there that I built to the great Yassian marksman Karachin. Every rider must bow to it before the competition. That is our custom. So, what do you say? Shall we go?
Hold off on that, all right?
Suit yourself. Farewell, my friend.
You said we must go to some altar before the race.
To the altar of the great rider Zamur. Only when you bow to him, may you begin racing.
We can go.
Excellent. Follow me. So here we are. Zamur's altar.
What now? Should I cross myself and pray?
No. A bow will suffice. Then say this. This altar belongs to Zamur, the greatest racing rider of all Lavari. In this region, it shall forever recall his glory.
You cheat! Mitkebzas, Michinas!
Leave it out, Bibrek.
What's the matter? Did something happen?
I built this altar here. It is Karachin's grave!
You only claim it after I dedicated it to Zamur. Before that, you did not care about it.
I dug up 4 arrowheads here, a harness and a kingjal. It is clear.
I heard Zamur's spirits hammering horseshoes here. And in the morning, I found scattered coal.
I scattered it myself to drive away evil forces from Karachin's grave, you fool.
One more word and...
Bibrek, listen.
Look around. Only dark, dangerous woods everywhere. But the spirit of Zamur protects us. In camp, on the road, and during races. Reason enough for him to have this altar.
So that is why you're holding your races up there. You fear the woods, so you would rather run your horse across a field. This is the grave of Yassian war leader and warrior. The god Tengri must have guided him this far. This altar belongs to him. Every arrow loose that hits its mark is in his honor.
Only you are shooting at straw dummies and targets stuck together with manner. Oh, mighty warrior.
You see, I'm training. For the likes of you.
Fellas.
Sorry, Henry, this has nothing to do with you.
But this is actually useful for us. Let him decide whom the altar rightfully belongs to.
So tell us, Henry, which is better? Straight up honest horse racing, or hoofing around shooting at targets?
I'll give you hoofing around. Mounted archery is a noble art. So?
Why, a nightly tournament, of course.
Huh?
A joust with lances, horses in caparisons, riders in full armor.
What?
They charge each other, lower their lances, take aim, and whack! A shower of splinters, and one of them, sometimes both, go flying.
That sounds like a damn quick way to meet the Lord.
Listen, I see it matters a lot to both of you, but you can't keep quarreling forever.
Ask around the camp. Everyone will tell you the altar is mine.
Not a chance. Everyone knows I was the one who built this altar.
But you haven't asked anyone yourselves, have you?
Why bother? There is no judge here who would understand.
Then I shall decide. What do you say?
What do you think? He's not one of us.
But since we already have you here, Henry...
You'll probably not find anyone better.
I saw you drinking with the Cumans, so perhaps you will truly be impartial.
And who would he side with anyway? You are more Cuman than I am.
Perhaps you are right.
So, how shall we do this then?
You and I shall prepare a few challenges for Henry, so he understands what is at stake. If he manages both, we shall accept his judgment.
Very well. Whatever judgment he delivers about the altar afterwards, I shall accept it.
So I'm to try both racing and mounted archery, and whichever I enjoy more will take precedence.
The spirit of Zamur will make sure you lean toward the racing.
As soon as you hit the first target, you will feel Karachin's blessing.
So, which will you start with?
I suppose I'll go for...
Mounted archery, of course, while the horse is still fresh.
Pashtu ograjcha banjola, usomele hakerava. We are starting with the race.
I said it first.
First.
So, where shall I begin?
See you later.
So how do these races work then? What do I need to know?
Once a day, up above the camp, 4 fellas meet and arrange a race. We have a small spot, right next to Bebrek's circuit. Each race starts and finishes there. Then race checkpoints are set up around the area, depending on which course is chosen. They are placed in spots the locals know. Though these local names are tough for outsiders. Places like Zeleov or Kachowicz, not to mention all those ponds.
What do the checkpoints look like?
There are 2 poles with flags, next to which there is a fire pit. Smoke rises from it, and someone usually stands by it. The trick is to figure out the best path from one to the next, and so on until the finish. You can ride through the forest, weave between trees and rocky slopes, or stick to firm roads and make your journey longer.
It'd be an advantage to know the countryside well.
Do not worry. Some local lads managed to get lost a few steps from their own birthplaces. You can decide for yourself how tough you want it to be. But take care. The best riders here know the land inside out and are not afraid to take shortcuts at the gallop. Anything else you want to know?
Tell me quickly how these races work.
Once a day we meet up about the camp and decide on the route. Then checkpoints are placed at the known spots around the region. Whoever passes all of them and returns to the start the fastest wins.
Tell me more about these checkpoints. Where are they located?
So I do not have to memorize every boulder around here. I pick just a few places. Which ones are you interested in? Across the road from the Semin fortress, there is a small pond. If you ride directly east from the start, the checkpoint is along the right bank. If you ride east from the start, or from Semin fortress, there is a solitary farmstead. The checkpoint is on the road by its entrance gate. There is a holy shrine, right in the village square. That is the spot. Southwest of Troskowitz, there is a wayside shrine. The checkpoint is right by it. The cemetery is east of Troskowitz. The checkpoint is by a tree that stands nearby. South of the Slatego area, there is a greengrocer's farm. The checkpoint is a short distance north of it. It is that bridge by the Zheleyov Inn and Bath. A stranger old fellow lives underneath it. The checkpoint is right on the village green, between the tavern and the smithy. South of that 2-towered castle there is a quarry. The checkpoint is by the large tree growing just above it.
How does the race difficulty work?
You can choose from 3 levels. An easy race is for less experienced riders and slower horses. A difficult race is for those born in the saddle, riding the fastest beasts. And the middle one is somewhere between those 2.
Tell me about the bets.
I will collect the stakes and lock them in the chest. They will stay there until the race is over. The winner gets everything except his own stake. Whoever finishes second gets his stake back. The rest have to hope for better luck next time.
What if the race just doesn't suit me? Can I quit?
Do me a favor. Come to me and excuse yourself. so we do not wait for no reason. You will forfeit your stake and can only race again the following day. Still better than wearing out both your horse and yourself. If you decide to give up halfway, we will not wait. After some time, I will simply end the race.
Give me some tip.
Besides your horse's stamina, keep an eye on your own as well. If you tire quickly, have something to bolster you before the race. Aranka might help with that. She sells all sorts of brews and potions.
Should we race?
We dragged you into it anyway. The first challenge is just a simple warm-up race. Just so you see how it goes and get a feel for how to handle the horse.
Where are we going?
To Semin. There is a little pond across the road from the fortress. Once the race starts, you ride east. Go round the pond on the right through the checkpoint, then drive your horse straight back towards me. We will do it without bets this time. But the fellas will not go easy on you. Tirdenle Ashvar! The saddle and straps clatter! Hoofs of steel glisten! Get your horses ready!
Come on! Ka! Quick! Go, go, go! Ka! We did it! Gotta catch our breath. What's that you got?
He's really pushing that grind. The others have not reached the finish. Be patient. My word.
How did it all end, Mikolai?
You came first. Congratulations. But that was just a little warm-up ride. To let the horse get used to it, you know? The second race is going to be a proper event with all the bells and whistles. We do not have to wait all day this time. We can just go again if you fancy.
Call them and let's go.
Like I said, now you will be going for the real race. Still without bets, though. You will be passing 3 checkpoints. The first one is by that Semin pond, which you already know. Then you will continue east to the Zhar homestead, and finally you will head northwest to Zheleyov. The last checkpoint is right on the village green, so be careful not to run anyone over. Then get back west to us, straight to the finish line. Are you keeping up?
Pond, then east, then northwest, and west to the finish.
Watch out for the livestock grazing in the fields. Do not head out on the horse and come back on a cow. Let us ride. First place or nothing. Zamur, dik proda prekitke riben. Savore grajengen neve petali. Ole sojek feder prastarla, somnakune petali avila. Ready?
Go! Quick! To the next one! Ja! Quick! Hang in! Come on! Quick! Ka! Keep it up. Ja! Go! Quick! Yeah! Good.
The others are still racing.
All right. I understand.
Odasas Vareso.
So tell me, what place did I get?
A second victory for you. And that was a proper racing event. Good job. I reckon I know which course you will do last. We do not have to wait all day this time. We can just go again if you fancy.
Call them and let's go.
Let us do this. I have figured out the final challenge. There will be 4 checkpoints this time. Quiet the road. Still with no bets.
Let's hear it.
The first checkpoint is on the green in Zheleyov, which you know already. You will head northeast from the start, out of the village, and carry on that way. The second checkpoint is not far from the quarry, below that twin-tower castle on the hill. Then you will head south to the Droskovitz graveyard. Once you have passed that checkpoint, keep going south to the greengrocer's farm in Slatego. Then go west from Slatego straight to the finish line.
So that's twice northeast, twice south, then west for the finish.
Finish first, and I will accept your word in the dispute. Without Zamor's favor, you will not stand a chance anyway. Let us set off. Le Gresen, Le Guruveske Shelo, U Amenge Tarjimol. In a moment.
Come on, faster! Quick! Ka! To the next one! Yeah! Quick! Come on! Quick! Quick! Just a bit further. Go! We can do it!
You nearly killed me.
Ka! Ja! We can do it! Go! Yeah! Yeah! Go! Quick! Quick! Go! Ja! Come on. Quick! Quick! Phew! We did it! Gotta catch our breath.
Hail.
What's up, Pooch?
The others are still racing.
All right. I understand.
My word.
How did it all end, Mikolai?
First place! It was a joy to watch, I tell you. You have covered 3 laps now, so you know what it is like racing with Zamur at your side. I take your word as equal to a true Lovaris.
I'm glad to hear it.
If you want to try again, feel free to drop by. But I will be taking bets and only letting you ride once a day, so the horse is not run into the ground. You will have more routes to choose from, and I will put the region's best riders up against you. There is plenty to look forward to.
It seems I've completed your tasks.
Well done! Our agreement stands. I accept you as a proven horseman. You should still go and see Bibrek now.
Isn't it enough that I finished your challenge? Maybe we can convince him now.
Trust me, I have known him longer than you have. He would take it as an insult, and you or your horse would end up with an arrow in their backside.
So be it. I'll go and see Bibrek.
My, what a beautiful horse.
Good day, sir.
I feel like shooting a little.
In the dark? That is asking for trouble. Come back in the morning, all right?
I rode those 3 races for Mikolai. Can't we settle your quarrel right now?
You would pass up the queen of all riding contests? No chance. I almost took offense. But you wanted to save the best for last, did you not?
Exactly.
What are you doing here at night?
You're not going to graze here! Get out!
Good day, sir.
Will you set up a course for me?
I do not see any weapon on your back that is used for shooting around here. First get yourself a bow. Or a small crossbow. Farewell.
I feel like shooting a little.
You have come to the right place. Perhaps you would find it helpful to know how things work here. Yes?
True. So what exactly is mounted archery like? What do I need to know?
Before you ride your first race, you must know at least the basic rules. Otherwise, you would feel like a foal having kumis poured over its head. We ride up above the camp, where I have set up a circuit. I paced it all out myself, so the paths are narrow and the horses can only manage a canter. They are afraid to go faster. Do not try it anyway. You cannot really shoot properly at a gallop because you need your hands free. If you do not want to guide the horse yourself, let it follow the path. It will find the right route on its own.
What can I shoot with?
A bow or a small crossbow. I will always give you a bit of ammunition at the start. We have 3 types of targets, each with different points. Different courses have different scoring systems. On each of them you compete against the points I scored there.
How do I know which way to go?
The course you will ride is always marked. If you still get lost, just leave the route to your horse and focus on shooting.
Anything else?
You have limited time to score points, so do not stop anywhere. If you miss something, you miss it. Just ride on. If you finish before time runs out, you get 5 bonus points. Anything else you would like to know?
Tell me once more, in a nutshell, how it works here.
Up above the camp is a circuit, where we canter and shoot at targets, either with a bow or a small crossbow. We have 3 types of targets with different points, and there are quite a few courses. Some are short, some are long, some are winding. Just tell your horse to go ahead, and it will find a way. If you score enough points before I blow the horn to end the race, you have won.
Tell me what the courses look like.
They are all on the circuit, where I will always mark clear paths. Some are short, some are longer, some are straight, and some are winding. They also have various names. Each one has 3 difficulty levels: easy, hard, and Tengri's legendary.
Tengri's legendary?
That is for riders who are not satisfied with even the hard courses. First of all, you must ride those only with a bow. There are so many targets that you will not have time to reload the crossbow. Lord of the Heavens Tengri likes to break his own rules. So those courses are full of all sorts of traps and obstacles. And remember I said you can tell your horse to run on its own?
Certainly.
So you cannot do that there. I will sprinkle the paths with my secret spice mixture, which confuses the horse. You will have to help it. We always have a good laugh when someone rides them for the first time. Crashes into everything and misses every target. But you can learn those Tengri courses. All it takes is patience and a good aim.
How do you know how much time I have and how much I've got left?
For each course, I keep a rhythm in my head. Sometimes we go for 40 drum beats, sometimes 55, and sometimes 85. Boom, 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 boom. You can make up some little tune if you like. Just don't spook your horse. When half the time is up, I'll blow a horn so you know how you're doing.
Can't you explain it in a clearer way? How long will it take?
60 drum beats is a shock. That's about 3 Lord's prayers.
All right. I can picture that now. Thanks. Tell me how scoring works.
I hang 3 types of targets around the course. A round one is worth 1 point. A straw dummy, which is a bit harder to hit, is 3 points. And a basket is worth 5 points. You do not have to hit the center. It is enough to knock them down.
Well, that sounds rather easy.
You'd be surprised. I recently had to change the rules. Archers kept stopping right in front of the targets, scared they would not score enough. In the end, they only saw the first bend of the course and their horses hardly trotted at all. So, if you reach the finish before time runs out, you get 5 bonus points. That should spur you on.
A nice incentive.
Tried and tested.
How do the bets work?
Whatever you stake, if you win, you get double. If you shoot the same, you just get your stake back. And if you score too few, you got nothing.
Can I get some practice shooting before I have to pay for it?
The smallest bet is just a few groschen. Think of it as paying me for setting all this up for you. If I had to put up koboks for you as well, you would be paying more.
What can I shoot with?
When you come to me, have a bow or a small crossbow on your back. I need to see right away that you are ready. Anything bigger will not let you reload on horseback, and you will only embarrass yourself.
What if I want to end the race early?
Just go ahead and leave if you want. Time we run out, I will take the stake, back up the targets, and go and have my gruel.
Give me a tip on how to make sure I win.
If you ever meet a woman from the Karluk tribe, do not, under any circumstances, yank on her mustache.
All right.
If you forget something, feel free to ask. I will not bite.
Good to know.
Now, on to the race. First, you will ride the course I call Torque. It is more than enough to get acquainted with mounted archery. It is not particularly difficult and it is fairly long, so you will have plenty of time to try everything. It just goes in a loop, so let your horse follow the path. It will leave your hands free for shooting. To win, you only need to match my number of points. If you shoot more, so much the better for you. For starters, I will waive the bets as well. That is what a good soul I am.
All right. Let's get to it.
Legyen ez a ló páratlan! Legyen gyors a csikója! Vágjon gyorsan az esze! Henry's ready? Ready?
Yes! Easy. Easy. Nice and slow. Hey! Yeah, yeah! Whoa, whoa! Yeah, yeah! Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Oh! Nice one, Henry. Yeah! One, two, three. Easy, good horse. Whoa, whoa. How did I fare?
You have conquered the first course. I knew you would manage it, though Karachin's spirit must have helped you a bit. For the second challenge, you will ride a different course. I think I might already know which one. Since you are already here, will you ride?
Hang the targets, and off we go.
For the second challenge, you could try Huntskull. It is not much harder than the first one, but its shape is a bit different. Halfway through, it crosses the center of the loop. If you let him, your horse will find the right path on his own. I will allow you the same or higher point total than I have on that course. And do not worry about wagers just yet.
I'm curious to see how this goes.
Fáradhatatlanul, mint a víz árja. Áttör az emelkedőn. Gyorsan, mint tengeri kilőtt nyila. Henry's ready. Hold on.
How's that possible? Nice. Hey, third in a row. hit! Where did it go? Easy, good horse. Whoa! Hey! God!
Befejeződött!
Whoa! How did I fare?
If I counted correctly, you have now finished the second test. You improve with every hit. Only the third and final challenge remains for you. Since you are already here, will you ride?
Hang the targets, and off we go.
Now the third and last course awaits you. You are already doing better than the most seasoned Cuman. You deserve a real challenge. I will set up the course I call Wineskin.
Oh, and which way does it lead?
That I will not tell you. But do not worry. There are still markers. We will not bet on it. And again, I will accept either your win or matching my points. If you manage it, you're done.
Let's do it then.
Ámuljon a tömeg, és bökjön felfelé hüvelykujjával. Áldozzunk a legkiválóbb tejjel. Dicsérjük a csodás paripákat. Ready? Ready?
I've got you. Whoa! Woohoo! Woohoo! 3 in a row. Whoa! Whoa! Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Third time's a charm. Whoa, whoa. Yeah! How's that possible? Whoa, whoa. So, how did it turn out?
Do not play dumb. The third course is conquered. And if Karachin were alive, he would deem you his equal. I look at you that way too. So I shall trust your word in the altar dispute.
Excellent. That's good to hear.
You have enough skill now to try other courses and difficulty levels too. And make sure you place a wager next time. Drop by.
I've completed the challenges. You and Mikolai promised to abide by my ruling.
And we shall keep that promise. We will decide it at the altar, right before Karachin's eyes.
Just you wait. All right, let's get to it. You trust me to judge fairly and end this dispute. I've conscientiously completed both of your challenges. And I must say, me and my horse had a great time.
Fine, we understand, but what about the altar?
Well, who does it belong to?
I reckon it's...
Wait! If you decide in my favor, I will teach you a riding technique you cannot learn anywhere else.
Ha! I have something even better. Agree with me and I will teach you my secret archery trick.
You think I can't judge fairly? Suit yourselves. Tell me about that technique, Bibrek.
My grandfather taught me this technique, and I would appreciate it if you kept it to yourself. I will teach you how to hold your seat properly, so you get the best draw on your bow and give your arrows more power.
And now you, Mikolai. Tell me about your technique.
My father taught me this trick, and I will gladly pass it on to you. I will teach you how to read the terrain and roads. If anyone waits around the bend, they will not catch you off guard.
So, that's that.
Let me help you a bit more with this decision. Say the altar belongs to Karachin, and you will get his chanfron. I need not tell you what a rarity that is.
What good is chanfron? The horse can hardly see the road in it. Henry, if the altar goes to Zamur, I will give you his bridle. It will make your horse fly like the wind.
You two are quite a pair. But let's not spend 3 days over this. My final decision. The altar shall from this day forth and forever belong to... both of them. To Zamur and to Karachin.
What?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
The wisest possible decision. There was no other way, or you'd just keep on bickering forever. You know, as I looked more closely at Mikolai's fences, Bibrek's targets, and finally that altar of yours, it is like your marks on this region. Something that wasn't here before, that you brought with you. Both of you must miss your homeland, your people and your traditions. No wonder that here in a foreign land, you want to create your own piece of home. Well, at least until you leave for somewhere else. The altar, the pennants in the fields, and the targets along the roads will remain here for some time, even after you're gone. But look at yourselves. A fella might think you're like brothers, or two cockerels on one dung pile.
Brothers? For your information, Zamur had only one son, and that is me.
I knew it. I knew Zamur was not some famed horseman.
Oh yes, he was. But he also happened to be my father, so there.
If my grandfather Karachin heard you, he would laugh himself off his horse. Though it would be for the first and last time.
I knew Karachin had to be some relation of yours. So, there you have it, Henry. Still insist on that decision?
I kind of suspected there was something more personal to it. My decision stands. The altar should belong to both of you, your horses, and your contests. Is it really such a terrible compromise?
It is not.
But since you act like you know both of us so well...
Then you surely know our horses too.
I got mine from my father as a shivering foal.
And I got mine from my grandfather. He recognized a good horse even when his sight was failing.
So, tell us their names.
First of 1,000 and Tooth.
Right on target. Though he mostly calls his horse Dund. That is in their tongue.
You call your mare something else as well. I cannot even pronounce it. Tumni,
So you do have something in common.
Grandfather Karachin would likely be pleased if we made peace.
Father Zamur must have been tired of all these constant quarrels too. So, what about these rewards now?
I believe I'm entitled to rewards from both of you, am I not? You both hold the altar.
Very well. As a proper Yas, I keep my word.
And I too, as a proper Lavar.
That should do it. Do you need anything else?
We need to decorate the altar a bit more.
I definitely want to put this arrowhead there. And the coal for evil forces.
I shall bring racing horseshoes. Umarikli.
And the jug of kumis.
I hope you've got enough space there.
Never you mind. Should there be any dispute, we know who will judge us again.
All right, I'll leave you to it for now. See ya.
Good dog, Mats. Show me.
And he's still our small town. Isn't he now?
Indeed. I never thought he...